For all you good people out there listening, beware. This is Virgil, WWE Superstar. This is Brainbuster Radio.
How the hell you doing, Brainiacs? Long Island Iced Tea here, ready to talk programs with you! And it is the time of year we love the most here on Brainbuster Radio. And from Tuscaloosa to Leeds, whether in Austria or Australia, it's Royal Rumble season. Get you some! Here we are, we're a week out. Brainbuster Radio, Royal Rumble, no better time. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it at the Brainbusters on Twitter, Instagram Junior, Facebook, MySpace, and everywhere else, brainbusterradio.com. We are here to talk professional wrestling. I just dropped my kendo stick. I'm going to pick it up and introduce the rest of the Brainbusters, Brainiacs. We have Dr. Calzones. The doctor is in the house on the unos and doses. He's eating a bunch of tortas. It is Royal Rumble season. Vin Man's here on limited dates. And, I mean, the doctor obviously is bulking up Vin Man for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it is some say the most exciting time of year. I'll tell you right now, it is certainly the most unpredictable time of year. This is the most unpredictable Rumble I've ever seen, and I can't wait to talk about it.
The doctor's here, Vin Man's here, Brainiacs, the Sultan of social media, a man called Wired, winner of the Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble last year, is indeed in the house. Sultan, last week you and I, we had an issue. I think it's water under the bridge, though, right? We're all settled. There will be a Royal Rumble next week.
No. I am going to enjoy myself this Royal Rumble season. Kick back because there are no automatic rematches. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the Rumble instead of having to compete with you, numbskulls.
Wired, let me tell you something right now. You know, I was not on the program last week, but I did listen. I was listening, and I really enjoyed a lot of the stuff that you were saying. It sounds like you're really trying to get on my good side here, but with all your takes. But I'm telling you something right now. There is going to be a Royal Rumble this year. That is what the people want.
I don't understand how you think that is possible. There's no I mean, I know Triple J is crying because there is no order in the Rumble this year, because there is no Rumble. It's not happening. You guys didn't earn your spot. There are no automatic rematches. We live in a new Brainbuster Radio. They're the fans. They tell us what's going on, and they have not asked for a Rumble, and you guys haven't earned it. So I don't understand what you want.
Well, Jumpin Jacob J, please get in here. Will you please step in here and get us in order? What's causing all this? Wired's out here. We were singing last week. We were chanting. And now he's supposed to act like a Wired, and he's acting like a jackass. Triple J, can you get us some order? What's going on in the Brainbuster universe?
Well, you know what? I've been sitting back here. I've been biting my tongue because I did listen to that show, last week. And between all the chanting and singing on that episode, Wired was just spewing some crap.
Horseshit.
I can't think of the saying that Braun Strowman told Paul Heyman about his mouth being jealous of his asshole or something like that. Finn Balor went up against a lot of beef and conquered it this week. Well, Wired, I have some beef with you. And while I do not always agree with my fellow Brainbusters, Vin Man, Moose the Mark, Long Island, and Dr. Calzones, something has to be done about this. The people want a Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble. That is what the people want. They don't want something stale. They don't want to have the same winner, by default for 2 years in a row. So what do you say about that? How about let's give the people what they want? Nobody on this show has shown me and has demonstrated enough effort to deserve a rematch. No one has done what they were supposed to do throughout the year of 2018 to deserve a rematch in 2019.
You're telling me that's bullshit.
Vin Man hasn't been on this episode as much as he possibly could. You're telling me Long Island is not staying up at all hours of the night watching live New Japan shows, and you're telling me, well, Moose the Mark, I'll give you that. He's never here. But Dr. Calzones, he helped you with that rash you had.
Do you want me to go through this? You want me to go through this right now? Look, Vin Man still doesn't ever show up. I don't know what you're talking about. And when he does, he leaves about 20 minutes in. Long Allen, all he does is delay shows. He really doesn't ever actually, try that hard. The Doctor doesn't even watch wrestling. Moose the Mark is dead, and you, Triple J, only keep things in order when we write them out for you. I mean, come on, nobody deserves anything.
Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one, Wired. I think you're scared. You're looking for a way out, and all I gotta say is, are you listening? Brainbusters, are you listening? Brainbusters, are you listening? Are you listening? Something needs to be done. Vinman, Triple J, let's do something. Wired can't overrule us. This is not a dictatorship. Doctor, help me out. What are we going to do about this situation? Fuck them.
Well, I'm not going to go quite that far, but it seems like, maybe it's because Wired's been sucking up to me so much that maybe we could have a compromise here, and we could have a good old fashioned pose down between Wired.
That's an excellent idea.
And Jumpin Jacob J.
I'm undefeated. I'll do it.
And if Jumpin Jacob J
is undefeated, he's undefeated.
If a man called Wired could defeat Jumpin Jacob J, then there will be no Rumble this year. That's what I'm thinking.
So wait, let me get this straight. You want to do a Super Posedown, knowing
on today's show?
I mean, this is Brainbuster Radio, and the winner determines who gets to participate in the Rumble.
You have to beat Jumpin Jacob J in order to there to be no Rumble. If you
let's do it, Wired. Come on, Wired. Think about it.
Down.
Pose down.
Pose down.
To show you all. Stop. Shut up. To show you all that.
Hey, Wired. Ooh, I want to know. Will you pose on down?
Here's my stipulation. If I don't win this, then yes, we'll have a Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble. But when I
Brainiacs!
do, that in 2020, no Brainbuster Radio Rumble will happen as well. Deal?
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
The Doctor is down. Triple J is down. Vinman is down. Wired, undefeated in Super Posedowns. Triple J, undefeated in Super Posedowns. It's on later today on Brainbuster Radio. It's a Super Posedown for the right to have a Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble. I love it, Triple J.
Oh, Warren, I'm just letting you know I'm going to be bunny hopping down to the ring with a dish towel in my hand, just twirling it around, getting ready for that whooping that I'm going to put on you.
Triple J, I came into this business on Super Posedowns. You are not taking me down. Just sit back and don't even show up for your own good. But, one-on-one, you and me, you're going
It's going to happen.
Brainiacs! Here we are. It is a week before the Royal Rumble, and we have Triple J and a man called Wired going one-on-one later on today in a Super Posedown. Both men undefeated. It is everything on the line today on Brainbuster Radio, and you're talking about a huge chunk of pro wrestling we need to get into before then. There's a lot of beef for us to sink our teeth into here, Brainbusters. So let's go on and do it, starting with all the beef that Finn Balor feasted on simultaneously. All that beef, he gobbled it all up. I mean, it would have made Daniel Bryan sick, Finn man, how much beef Finn Balor was eating on Monday Night Raw, and he gobbled all that beef up, and now he is taking on the Beast at the Royal Rumble for the Universal title he never lost.
Yeah, that's I still can't really comprehend what happened on Monday Night Raw. All that beef in the ring, all that talent, is just chomping at the bit to get a shot at the champ, and it turns out it's Finn Balor. You got to give the man credit. He was an opportunist. He got the 3 count, but my God, we have maybe the biggest mismatch of all time coming.
I know. I mean, how is Brock Lesnar going to beat Finn Balor? Finn Balor just beat three other men that are as beefy as Brock is collectively. They're bigger than even Brock Lesnar. Finn Balor destroyed all three of them, and now he's going to face Brock. I mean, we're going to have a new Universal Champion. That moment on Monday Night Raw with Finn Balor telling Vince McMahon, I know you never believed in me, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to kick a bunch of arse. And he did it. Balor Club is Brainbuster Radio, Triple J. He was going to be my pick to win the Rumble, but now he's just going to win the title at the damn show.
It's the Beast versus Finn Declan Balor coming up. Just an amazing Monday night. Listen to the accomplishments this guy did. Defeated Jinder Mahal, former world champion. Defeated John Cena, former world champion. Defeated Drew McIntyre, former world champion in various promotions. And he defeated Baron Corbin, the man that threw Shaq out of the Battle Royal.
And he talked in a ring to Vince McMahon without getting fired.
Or thrown out of the building. That's something that we can't say for everybody that happened on Monday night.
That was one of the most impressive solo performances on a Monday Night Raw, I think, in the history of the entire program. No one has had a night quite like what Finn Balor had this past Monday. It will go down in history. It's going to be on a loop, that what he told Vince McMahon, similar to John Cena talking to Kurt Angle, telling him about ruthless aggression. It's that kind of epic moment we witnessed this past week on Monday Night Raw. Finn Declan Balor has arrived. Wired. Social media is going crazy. Everybody is doing the Finn Balor pose. It's the meme of the day. I saw a lot of people are working on their abs now. Having a 6-pack is lame. Everybody's trying to have an 8-pack like Finn Balor. He is sweeping the entire universe with Finn. It's Finn Balor mania. It's a Finny fever.
It's I believe mania, right? Finn Balor is doing what you jabronis haven't been able to do, and he worked his way into this rematch, and now, he took the internet by storm. Basically going through 5 individuals to get to this. Are you done? Okay, getting to this match, and now he's going to headline the Royal Rumble, which has already been stacked. He's going to be facing the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. I don't give him much of a shot, but still, he's going to be there against Brock Lesnar.
Are you kidding me? He does the coup de grace. He does the coup de grace. It is the most lethal move you could possibly do to someone's breadbasket. We all know Brock's issues with diverticulitis. We might see Brock Lesnar shit out of his mouth and ass at the same time at the Royal Rumble.
Long Island, you're right. I just realized you might be right. This man, he was in Blackpool on Saturday and then made it all the way to Raw on Monday. Well traveled. I'll give him a better of a chance than I said 2 minutes ago.
Vidman, did you see any of the footage of Brock Lesnar training at the University of Minnesota?
Yes,
I did. Mat wrestling. Now, is that in preparation for Finn Balor?
I think it's in preparation for another title opportunity. I think he has coming down the line. But he's always and he's always training. He's always working on a number of different disciplines. And preparing for this is going to be a squash. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, what? Are you kidding me? My Royal Rumble winner pick of 2019 is now in this match, Finn Balor, and he does the coup de grace. Vin, man, you know better than anybody how terrible diverticulitis is.
Well, is he going to be able to get Brock down for that coup de grace?
Nobody thought AJ could do it or Daniel Bryan could do it, but they came within fractions.
But they didn't do it. That's what they didn't do, is they didn't win, and that's probably what's the faith of
Finn Balor. Neither of them know how to attack the breadbasket like Finn Balor.
We don't know where this match is going to happen on the card, so I'm not ready to make my predictions yet.
I'm not here to give you a prediction. I'm here to give you a statement.
Well, you just told us he's not going to win.
He's going to win this match. Predictions are next week. I'm just telling you what's going to happen now. This isn't a prediction. It's a fact. Brock Lesnar is going to squash this man.
I believe.
I believe that he will
I believe really that. Bad.
I believe that
Finn will win. I believe that Finn will win. Come on, say it with us, Brainiacs. Finn Balor is going to be I can't wait, finally. It's the only thing that could be better than Finn getting back the title he never lost would be Randy Orton getting the rematch he never got at the Royal Rumble, Vin, man.
Randy Orton does deserve a rematch, and I'll just leave it at that.
Now, Long Island, I don't want to bring up any CO conspiracies, and I guess maybe this is more on Moose to Mark's alley, but I've heard people talking. I'm sure Wired has also. Finn Balor getting this big push just a couple days after All Elite Wrestling made it. People are saying, well, maybe Vince is just making people happy so they don't try to jump ship whenever their contract is up. Do you believe any of that?
No, because
I don't either.
Matches against Brock Lesnar aren't going to make people happy. The paychecks they're already getting are going to make people happy. Rumor is those are going to be doubling too for a lot of people. So no, that's all silliness. But All Elite Wrestling, it is an exciting thing if you want to have dick matches and get to face Chris Jericho, which are very prestigious things to do for sure. But Finn Balor is all about the money and getting back the title that he never.
Finn Balor is all about the money.
He is.
Yeah, that's why he's in WWE.
It's great to see that the new the Tony Khan is the fourth billionaire to join the wrestling behind Vince McMahon, Raw, and SmackDown. It's really nice to see him finally join the fray.
Vin Man, do you expect to see any billionaire Tony sketches on Monday Night Raw anytime
soon? I hope. I'll just say that.
In desperate times,
the young sucks and phony roads.
Y2 Geritol.
Let's hope.
Joey Jabroni.
Although Vinman was telling me how excited he is for a Jericho and Fallen Angel feud in AEW, Triple J.
Anyone would be.
I highly recommend listening to Jericho's podcast where he talks about why he joined AEW Brainiacs. I mean, Chris Jericho is going to be doing big things over there, but we are talking Royal Rumble, and going into the Royal Rumble, we are not going to see Chris Jericho. He already said on his show, I will not be in that match, but you know who will be? Do you? The new Intercontinental Champion, Bobby Lashley, defeating Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, finally giving us an Intercontinental Champion, Vinman, that we could be proud of. A man who's here to dominate and bring back prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. The almighty Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. This is a man who is one of the top superstars in all professional wrestling right now. It doesn't matter what promotion you're talking about.
I mean, I think Brock Lesnar might have been working out to maybe go after the Intercontinental Championship. He's never had that, and he's got to be working out that way if he thinks he's going to beat Bobby Lashley.
That's a good point. I didn't consider that, but if he were interested in garnering two titles in the same promotion, that's Bobby Lashley, somebody you're gonna have to tangle with. Bobby Lashley, a tremendous superstar. This guy can really do it all, and he just outworked two has-beens to win that IC title.
Vidman, do you expect Bobby Lashley in the Rumble to have any time to pose? Like, if he would be able to throw everyone out?
I'm kind of hoping he gets an early number, and then you're more likely to see something like that. And I'm kind of jealous that Wired and the Doctor are going to be in attendance just to see that.
Well, I mean, I'll see it. The Doctor will probably just head off, and go eat some hot dogs or something in the stands.
Get you some, Doctor.
He paid his hard-earned money. He deserves it.
And he's going to be buying tortas, and good thing it's in Phoenix because they do serve them there at Chase Field. Bobby Lashley posing during the Rumble or Elias performing during the Rumble, Triple J? Which are you anticipating more?
Personally, I would like to see Elias performing, but I would also like to see Lashley giving Wired that special pose of his.
Wired,
why me?
I just want to tell you, Wired,
because you're trying to rob the audience of the Rumble.
I'm not robbing anything. You guys haven't earned anything. Gee, are we going
to guys, you're going to settle it in a pose down coming up soon. We just have some business to take care of before then. Wired, I also would like to tell you that when Bobby Lashley's doing his favorite pose, I know that kind of thing happening in front of you could get you all riled up and do crazy things. Just remember, in your head, keep thinking, act like a Wired. Act like a Wired. And keep some decorum. You're representing Brainbuster Radio at Chase Field at the Royal Rumble.
Definitely, Long Island. I will keep my composure to myself alone in the restroom.
If that's what you got to do, that's fine. As long as it's in private. Fair.
I've learned from the best, right, Triple J?
You know what? You bring up a good point, because we do have to discuss what happened on Moment of... a lot of stuff happened on Moment of Bliss this week.
Oh, pretty lady!
Another
a moment with bliss, isn't it? Is it a moment with bliss?
I think it's a moment
of bliss.
I'm pretty sure I'm right, but whatever. You had Paul Heyman on there. You had Otis Dozovich roaming around, but most importantly, we had the debut of the women's tag team titles, not the Raw women's tag team titles, or not the SmackDown women's tag team titles, just the women's tag team titles. And we learned that at Elimination Chamber, there's 5 teams. Am I saying that correct?
6
teams.
So, okay, two teams starting out, and then the other 4 in the pod.
Yes. And
I don't believe any of these
first ever tags champs.
Yeah, I don't believe any of these teams have been announced, but there's some that you can bank on, I believe.
Is that an innuendo right there? Are you trying to insinuate something?
Well, I think you got to say Bailey and the new,
but when Sasha Banks wins the title,
she can have 2 titles. So yeah, you'll have
what title?
The Raw Women's title.
It gets Ronda Rousey. Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll put that one off. I don't even need to.
So you're going to have the Boss and Bailey as a team. You're going to have the Iconics as a team. You're going to have some combination of the Riot Squad.
I'm just saying, none of those names you just mentioned matter if Nikki could find someone to play with. If she finds someone to play with and go after those titles,
who's Nikki going to play with?
I feel like Natty Neidhart would really get along with her. I really do
about that. And maybe like Natty would have to take her up to Stu's and stretch her a little bit just to let her know who's boss.
Who's stretching who in that situation?
I'm sure you got Naya and Tamina in this also, and then
I mean Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
I don't know, Mandy. She's kind of got her own agenda right now. She's trying to ruin marriages. I don't know if she even cares about. The only gold she cares about is the gold on her hair and on her attire.
I think that's sexist.
I mean, let's address this, because not only were on A Moment of Bliss were there a lot of boobs. I mean, between the side boob Alexa Bliss showed, Paul Heyman, Otis Dozovich coming out. Then you got Mandy Rose in a total she's doing a Tori Wilson impression on SmackDown Live here, Triple J. A lot of the female brainbusters are very uncomfortable with what's going on with some of these female segments on this past week in WWE. What was more not 2019? Alexa Bliss half naked or Mandy Rose home wrecking?
I'd say they're about equal. I would like to say the Alexa Bliss stuff, unless I'm missing something with a storyline, that didn't really serve any purpose, or they didn't follow that up with anything.
I'm sure you did, Triple J.
I'm not really sure what it was happening for. I mean, the Mandy Rose stuff, we know what's going on there. Can we just say how many cameras were in that hotel room with Mandy Rose? At least 2 video cameras and 1 still photography, I would think.
Yeah, and is Mandy Rose an idiot? Because doesn't she realize that Naomi could? All Naomi has to do is go to one of the monitors in the backstage area, stand side by side with it, and watch that she's trying to manipulate her husband, and Naomi knows that, Jimmy's not going to do anything, and that this is all just a big ploy by the desperate Mandy Rose. I mean, it was really a sad attempt at attention by Mandy Rose, and it harkened back to darker days for the females in WWE. I see why some found it uncomfortable, but I actually enjoyed the whole ordeal because it showed the bond between Jimmy and Trinity, Vin, man. It was just, they've got to be the best couple in WWE.
Yeah, that segment right there, that's real wrestling. Right there, somebody trying to steal a significant other from the other one, and it ends in a big old-fashioned brawl. That's what it's all about.
Perhaps the reason some fans were mad is because Mandy Rose is just so much better looking than that. I mean, maybe they were just jealous.
Maybe Mandy Rose is more fit for the show after SmackDown Live that debuted this week. I
don't know, Mandy, but I think Mandy Rose. Was that? I don't know how you could say Mandy Rose is better looking than anybody with that disgusting Western New York accent. It's so foul. She just sounds like a drunk asshole going through a table at a Bills game. That's what she sounds like.
Mandy would be my choice for obvious reasons, but whatever.
I mean, Naomi in the glowing cat suit was.
Well, why we always know that you think Mandy's the right choice.
And do you guys also definitely always the right choice? Do you guys think not Mandy, Alexa Bliss might need where's the doctor? Can we get the doctor in here? Because I feel like Alexa Bliss's hearing is off. Because that guy was knocking pretty hard on that door. She should have heard him. Maybe she wanted the camera in there.
Okay, no.
Triple J, stop complaining. You know you're happy it happened. But I'm just saying maybe it was more intentional than not. On Alexa Bliss's side. How did you not hear that? My dogs barked. They thought it was an actual person at the door.
I think Alexa Bliss she's got herself a stalker, and she's got herself an employee that she needs to fire. This coffee guy is getting on my nerves. He's been on my TV already too much, 2 weeks in a row. He needs to quit. This guy, the worst PA in the history of television. He needs to be fired. He should be fired. He's ruining a moment of bliss, which is quickly becoming the best show since the Peep Show, Vin, man.
Yeah. The dude doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Vin, man, it's
you don't just barge in a locker room. But maybe that was worth it to him to get fired.
It's 2019. This guy should be getting shamed on Twitter and Instagram Junior, and should have lost his job already.
Are you Triple J? Am I assuming that you're applying for a new job at that point then?
Perhaps I've been working on carrying coffee and wearing it
with one hand. I bet as well.
That's how you do it. That's the technique.
I can't wait till this week on Monday Night Raw. It's just Alexa Bliss is just buck naked in her room, and then you just see a pair of shoeless feet in socks step into the picture holding coffee. That's what I'm expecting.
How long? Yeah, I don't know. Triple J, but you enjoyed the segments, right? Over and over and over again, I'm assuming.
She's a lovely young lady.
Sexy WWE angles, Vin, man. You want to see more of them?
Sure, why not? I don't think it was distasteful or detracted from the product or anything like that. It was a part of a storyline.
The Alexa Bliss one, maybe.
Miss Melissabeth,
that was a little iffy.
Miss Melissabeth is in the studio, and she saw the Naomi and Mandy Rose angle, and she said it objectified women. Miss Melissabeth, did you?
That's what homewreckers do.
Why did you not appreciate this angle about a homewrecker?
I didn't think her outfit was really appropriate, and it didn't really send a good message.
Whose outfit?
Like a pinup. That should stay in
like
the
a pinup. We're not talking about Lacey Evans.
Mandy or Naomi?
No, Mandy in that little black lingerie Victoria's Secret.
That's what she was going with.
She's a homewrecker.
Act.
Victoria's Secret wasn't around in the 30s. I don't understand what you're getting at.
And don't look like that.
She's very salty.
Is that rude?
Yeah, I mean, I think
hashtag salty.
That sounds like body shaming to me.
Yeah, you're body shaming Mandy Rose.
She wears the same thing to the ring. It's just in gold and not in black.
That's pretty much true.
It is. She wrestles in that usually.
I know, but it was too much. Or too little, shall I say.
Bro, but Enzo Amore can show his naked ass in the hotel room, no problem. But women do it. Oh, man.
If I was trying to, you were seduce Jimmy Uso, that's probably what I would wear.
Yeah, well, Miss Melissa Beth, as you guys know, she's all about the bell to bell. She, all week long, she was saying how great the Joe Coffey and Peter Dune match was, and how she wanted more 35-minute matches, more 60-minute time limits, and it was, completely opposite of all that. So it kind of
I'm sure if Naomi didn't interfere, that thing would have gone more than 35 minutes.
If Jimmy, you think Jimmy Uso uses Blue Chew?
Marburger Chew. Marburger Chew, it's better.
Marburger Chew. Yeah.
Works twice as fast as you.
Where was this in? This was in what town was
it? It was in a hotel room. It was in a hotel room.
What town was SmackDown Live in?
Birmingham, Alabama! Get you some!
One night in Birmingham.
And then they went to the arena and got some hot dogs. All right. Well, Brainiacs, if you love sexy angles on WWE TV, or if you're offended by them, let us hear you at the Brainbusters on Twitter, Instagram Junior, and Facebook. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it at the Brainbusters. Well, that's what's causing all this week. We will get to headlines in a little bit, but the time has come, the doctor said. He put his torta down. He is ready. I, Long Island Iced Tea, am ready. Vinman, are you ready?
Yeah.
Vinman's ready, Brainiacs. Hopefully you're ready, because we have two undefeated superstars, Brainbusters, going toe-to-toe. And if a man called Wired cannot defeat Triple J in a Super Posedown, then he will have to defend his Royal Rumble crown next week in a Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble. So, if the combatants are both ready, we can commence a Super Posedown. A man called Wired, are you ready?
Ready.
Triple J, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Brainiacs, it is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Get ready for the Super Posedown!
Brainiacs, here we are, Super Posedown, a man called Wired, Triple J. If a man called Wired cannot defeat Triple J, then there will be a Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble. The topic for this Super Posedown is which new NXT call-up has done the best so far on the main roster of WWE. Wired, you're first.
Brainiacs, let me tell you something. There's only one person you should be excited for, and that's the person that I've been excited for the last 3 years. Yes, it is the woman with the classiest, the most stylish, a real lady. The lady of NXT is moving her way up to WWE, and that is Lacey Evans. Have you seen this woman? So much class. Dresses better than anyone in the world. And in a world where you have naked women walking across the screen all day long, we could use a little class every once in a while. Lacey Evans, the next best thing to be excited for.
A man called Wired. He is acting like a lady, and it is working in the Super Posedown.
Wired, first of all, don't steal Vin Man's gimmick. Second of all, you want to talk about who's making the biggest impact. The biggest impact. The largest impact. Heavy machinery. They're not called light-duty machinery. They're not called medium machinery. They're called heavy machinery. Tucky Knight, Otis Dozovich, they've had the most television time. They've been in front of live competitors. They haven't just been in the back, standing beside a television, sipping iced tea and wearing a big floppy hat. Otis Dozovich, he's been out there hobnobbing with Alexa Bliss, trying to get a date. He's been in the back cooking, making up concoctions of tuna, egg, and I don't even know what. talking to the man, Becky Lynch. There's no doubt about this. It's heavy machinery. The lady of NXT, the lady of WWE, you can have her.
Triple J, he's whipping out the USDA top choice beef for this pose down, Brainiacs.
Triple J, if that's your argument, just give up. Let me tell you that right now. Because if you'd rather have some weird concoction of a shake in the middle of a parking lot with the New Day, rather than iced tea in a sophisticated glass with a lemon and a straw, watching your competition, I mean, come on. This woman, Lacey Evans, is already scouting her talent. She's going up to the top, looking at Becky Lynch and Peyton Royce. She's preparing herself. She's ready. She's not tomfoolering around with some shake or some title belts on a stage where they don't even belong. Come on, Triple J. You can't not be serious. I mean, you can't be.
Brainiacs, this contest is now being contested under Brainbuster Radio House Party rules. That means any Brainbuster is eligible to assist Triple J in his contest against a man called Wired.
Well, let me tell you something, Wired. I really appreciate your choice here and how you're trying to get on my good side. I really like that, and you had a fine choice, but really, you got to set aside your personal feelings here. EC3 has really made the biggest impact here, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because he's the smartest one out of all of them. He shows up on the main roster, immediately goes and talks to Mr. McMahon. That's exactly what you got to do. That's how you make a big impact. You talk to the boss, you get things straightened out, and then you go to the top. And he's top 1% right now.
Brainiacs Vinman is showing Wired what it's like to be the real Vinman and not a clone of Vinman.
What the hell? What is this? This is 2-on-1. This is ridiculous. Whatever.
It's Brainbuster Radio House rules. House party.
The lady of NXT that's coming to WWE, Lacey Evans, is ready to fix y'all nasties. That's what she's here for. She's ready to take care of Alicia Fox, Naomi, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon. She's ready to get rid of all the nasties and become the greatest female talent that this generation has ever seen. And I am, for one, a huge women's rights supporter and a man's right.
Triple J, if you don't mind, Carnal, I'd like to step in and BBR House Party rules. I'd like to take this one if you don't mind. Can I play? Triple J, can I play? Let me play.
Rules are rules, so go ahead.
I'm going to play. I want to play like Neki, who's been the best call-up from NXT. Nobody can play like Neki on Raw and SmackDown. Neki is all over the place, and Neki is going to be the most impactful of all the NXT call-ups. Let's play, Wired. Let's have a rumble. Let's play. I know.
It sounded like Fuji.
Ring the fucking bell. This is absolutely absurd.
My powers of pain.
Look, this is ridiculous. This was not part of what me.
Those were the rules.
It was BBR House Party rules, Wired.
What is this?
Wired, you did a great job. Wired, if you are ready, Triple J, if you are ready, we have the results of this Super Posedown. Remember, if Wired does not defeat Triple J, there is a Royal Rumble, Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble next week. Are you prepared for the results, Wired?
I'm prepared to enjoy the Rumble next week on my couch, not having to defend it against y'all nasties.
You might have to. Triple J, are you ready for the results?
Undefeated.
It's him! He's here!
Who is it?
It's Walter!
Welcome back to Brainbuster Radio, Brainiacs. And in case you missed it, the end of last segment, we're having ourselves a Royal Rumble Brainbuster Radio style next week. Thanks to interference by Austrian? Who was that guy, Vinman?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
You're still thinking about Mr. Fuji, right?
Yeah. Oh,
that Australian ruined everything. I'm telling you.
Many men and women in Royal Rumble next week. Devious.
This is absurd. I might have to lodge a formal complaint, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm prepared.
Are you confident?
You could lodge it when I'm throwing your ass over the top rope and both feet hitting the floor next week.
I just took my ass. You're not going to be able to do that by yourself. Get over here. Come on.
I'll help you, Long Island. Vin Man, will you help?
Wired, he's been trying to get on my.
Now you're trying to suck up to Wired.
No, if he proves himself a little bit more, I might help him out.
But that's next week, Wired. You'll have to defend your Royal Rumble crown, and if you and Vinman are BFFs, you can work together. But remember, it's every man and woman for themselves.
You know what? When I become victorious, there will be double hell to pay come WrestleMania weekend. It's okay.
What is double hell?
It's like hell with 4 L's.
Oh. HE quadruple hockey sticks. Brainiacs, it's time for the news of the week. If you're ready for some information, let us fill you with it with Brainbuster Radio headlines. This week on Brainbuster Radio headlines, an engagement, a rumor, and a mysterious tweet, and a crazy-ass tournament. It's all brought to you this week by our great new sponsor. Who's our new sponsor, Triple J?
I thought it was Marburger Tea.
Marburger Tea. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I dropped my copy. It was under the desk. Sorry, let me grab. Marburger Tea, you're our sponsor this week of Brainbuster Radio headlines. Brainiacs, if you're sitting there with all your nasty girls and you're going to spill some tea, why don't you spill some Marburger Tea to all your ladies and you tell them what's up? That's right, Marburger Tea. All the bad bitches spill it. Nikki and Killian Dane get hitched after a 10-year engagement.
You didn't say that right, Long Island. Can you try that again?
Nikki and Killian Dane are hitched after a 10-year engagement.
I'd almost like to know what the ceremony sounded like.
So here, I'll be the priest real quick, Long Island. Nikki, repeat after me. I, Nikki.
I, Nikki.
Take the Killian.
Take the Killian.
To be my lawful wedded husband.
To play with me forever and ever. Let's play.
This almost seems like this should have been a Viking wedding. Like, they're
Scottish. Not
Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
No, they're Scottish. They're going to have like a Braveheart wedding.
Well, it had to be some type of theme.
The thing that surprised me the most, I think the true headline of this entire thing is if you go to Twitter, you see the post that Nikki Cross posted. Killian Dane 10 years ago does not look like Killian Dane of now. Talk about a 10-year challenge. Holy Jesus.
Well, he's
the man had red hair, wearing a dress shirt. He had red hair. And he looks about, 200 pounds lighter.
His hands are a lot fatter now. Looking at the picture, I didn't even know that was him. It looks nothing like him, but congratulations to him. Killian Dane and Nikki can play forever and ever. And I can't wait for. Those are crazy double dating right there. Killian Dane and Nikki going out with Eric Young and ODB. Triple J. I mean, I'd like to be a fifth wheel on that one.
Well, at least Nikki and Killian probably had their clothes on and weren't in their underwear like ODB and Eric Young. They probably just go out to ODB's food truck and eat outside of it.
Yeah, we did it all in. It was very good.
Yeah.
And
that BAM sauce.
I'm hoping. Let me play, ODB. Let's play. Let me play with ye BAM sauce. Oh, you think they're swingers?
I don't really like the picture of that.
Maybe ODB and Eric Young, but not.
Nikki, let's play, ODB. I want to play.
No, I mean, if Eric Young saw Killian Dane coming in the bedroom, he'd probably be as scared as he was whenever that pyro was going off.
My prediction is Nikki and ODB win the WWE Tag Team titles.
I'd like to see it. One Dirty Briscoe.
Speaking of, those tag belts were revealed. Triple J, how do you grade the leather, the belts? What did you think?
I think it was a good design. I really liked it.
How about you, Wired?
I don't like the X looking thing in the middle that looks like it just kind of sticks out from all four corners. I'd give it like a 6.5, 7.
I mean, that's a different design choice. I'm not sure if they did that at Wildcat Belts or not. I know they have been using them.
Vin Man, what'd you think of the belts?
They're belts.
It was a belt.
They're belts.
What if I told you they were made by Dan?
Oh, they'd be good because Dan is the fucking man. That X thing's a little peculiar, but I like those like leaf things that are going around it.
The olive branches almost looking.
That's excellent. Wired again, taking kind of what I'm saying, and maybe like
But I'm saying it first. How's that possible? I don't get that.
You're saying what Vin Man would say, and using it as your own.
Which is a good idea, because everybody wants to hear what I have to say. Now they get to hear it twice.
It's almost like if WWE couldn't have Brock Lesnar on every single week, but then they had someone who was kind of like him doing all the things he does. It's almost like you're Bobby Lashley. The Bobby Lashley of Brainbuster.
I got to work on my Vin Man impersonation, and so I can be Vin Man when he's no longer on the show.
Yeah, you're basically like the Bobby Lashley. I want to see Wired's favorite pose next week in the Royal Rumble. I can't wait.
Well, it'd be dependent on what Vin Man's favorite pose is.
Most muscular.
Yeah, it's probably most muscular is what I'd say. Speaking of muscular, Triple J, Kenny Omega had a tweet from an airport of his selfie, and it just said, "Until next time." It looked like he was apparently leaving Japan. What'd you make of that?
He's leaving Japan?
This is something Dave Meltzer would put together. I mean, this is no news at all. I mean, wow, he got on an airplane. I've done that too.
This just in: Pro Wrestler boards international flight.
That's big. That's big news. Kenny Omega loves Japan. Dave Meltzer would say something like, he's been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people are saying, he might be going to Jacksonville. He could be going to the Globe Theater in Los Angeles, PWG. And,
Globe Theater.
Might be going
PWG. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, Hand of Doom was Friday night, so, I mean, who knows where Kenny Omega's going. I'm hoping Kenny Omega goes to Jacksonville or Phoenix.
He's probably going to Winnipeg is where he's going.
Well, I mean, he's got a week to if he's going to Phoenix, and if he's
probably going to Osaka from Tokyo.
Why is he going to Phoenix? Oh, for the Rumble.
That's
where that out.
Why would we rule that out?
Because they're sticking together, Wired.
Who's they? Pronouns, pal.
All right.
Now, Arthur. Now,
Wire.
Now, Wire. Don't get so hot and act like you're angry, like because you think Vin Man would be angry, because he doesn't get that angry. So you're trying to act like it, but you're not doing it exactly the right way.
Just because you have to defend your title next week.
You're a piece of shit, motherfucker. Sorry. I'm not going to do that one anymore.
Is that Fuji again?
That sounded like a stew.
Why is Kenny Omega's hair wet? I don't understand.
Yeah. He's going to Calgary. He's going to go stretch.
He's going to get stretched.
He's going to get stretched.
Oh man, could Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble is next week? Could Stu Hart show up? Maybe. Could Mr. Fuji show up?
I think it happen.
Very likely.
Who has a better chance of showing up, Fuji or Stu?
at the next week.
Yeah,
I mean, if Necky shows up, both of them will then. The Kenny Omega, do you think he shows up in the Royal Rumble, or should we save that for next week?
I think we'll save it for next week.
Okay, Brainiacs. So
I think we should do it now. Wait, what did you say, Vidman? You said next week, Vidman?
So Wire, this isn't
so
helping your case here.
Next week. Sorry, next week, Vidman. Next week, we should
butter you up so we can stab you in the back.
God. Brainiacs alliances are forming as we speak as everyone gets ready for the Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble, but I don't know if that's what we should be so concerned about next week, because something else is going on that I think is more unique and possibly more exciting when you consider all the names in it. Some of my favorites, the Worlds Collide Tournament at Royal Rumble Access in Phoenix, the WWE Worlds Collide Tournament. You remember the song in the WWE video game, correct, Triple J?
What, Worlds Collide?
Yes. You know what it's like when Worlds Collide.
I remember a Power Man 5000 song. Was that in the video game?
It was a WWE 2K game. And this is what it sounds like when Worlds Collide, because NXT UK, and 205 Live will be going at it Saturday, January 26th at 8 a.m. Nothing like a battle royal early in the morning with your coffee, Vidman. And we're getting one, a 15-man battle royal that will lead to a single elimination tournament. Later the same day, the order of elimination in the battle royal will determine the matchups for the single elimination tournament, and the battle royal winner will receive a first round bye. This is going to be very interesting, especially considering the names in the tournament that I will run down now. From 205 Live, Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, TJP, and the newest member of the 205 Live roster, Humberto Carrillo. From NXT UK, Liverpool's number one, Zach Gibson, the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin, the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Travis Banks, the first ever NXT UK or WWE United Kingdom champion, Tyler Bate, and Mark Andrews. From NXT, Dominic Dijakovic, Adam Cole, Baby. Keith Lee, Otis Dozovich, and the Velveteen Dream. Those are some big-time names for a first-ever Worlds Collide tournament. Who wants to react first? Because I think I might be more excited for that than the Rumble.
Well, I want to ask Vinman this. Vinman, what we know about the rules, so the winner gets a first round bye, but you're seeded in the tournament by the order you're eliminated. Would you hedge your bets and try to win it and get a first round bye? Or if you knew who you would be facing, would you just jump over the top rope for an easy first round match?
Well, I'll say
and save yourself the wear and tear of that battle royal.
You know, most of these guys are, some of the NXT people, like Otis Dozovich and Keith Lee, you got some heavy hitters right there. The Velveteen
Dream. A lot of beef.
Dream.
There's a lot of beef in there.
We all know what the Velveteen Dream's capable of. Is this Dominic Dijakovic? Is he related to Donovan Dijak?
What is his name? I'm like you. I'm not going to try to pronounce this difficult name. I'm still calling him Donovan Dijak.
So he is related to Donovan Dijak.
He is Donovan Dijak. Would you say this is the first time ever in history someone joined the WWE and the WWE gave him a more complicated name than what he originally
Well, I'll
had?
say this. Nobody's beaten
ethnic name.
I'll say this right now. Nobody's beaten Donovan Dijak in this whole list. So I don't think it matters what you do. I think taking a quick powder is probably the best thing to do, just so you're fresh.
So Vinman's going to be feasting his eyes on this one.
What about you, Wired? Who are you picking to win the Worlds Collide tournament? What names stand out to you?
I'll tell you what, right now, I hope in some way, shape, or form these two men get eliminated in an order that allows them to have a first-round match, and that is Tyler Bate and Mark Andrews. If those two can go head-to-head, that'd be a great match.
Oh, I'd love it.
Because aren't they like friends or something like that too, right? Or something like that, right?
I'm sure they're friendly. Yeah, that'd be one of the half of the Mustache Mountain, and Mandrews, the lead singer of Junior. I mean, we're talking
great
about
songs.
I love it.
Great
yes.
band.
Yeah. I love it when Mark Andrews comes out because his song is like this. I was hoping.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Vin, man. I was just going to yell, it's Walter! But he's not in it.
I just don't understand. You know, you got an all-world talent like Donovan Dijak, and he's...
Dominic Dijakovic.
And he's doing this kind of horseshit. You know, why
horseshit?
Why isn't
it's the
he
first
already...
ever
Some of the greatest superstars came from Axis.
Yeah. Why isn't he already declared for the Rumble?
He could be in
that's what the winner gets, right? That's what the winner gets.
The winner goes to the Rumble?
We don't know. I don't think we know what the
winner wins the Rumble. That's what it is. That's what the rule is. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if the Velveteen Dream is in the Royal Rumble, I'm picking him to win it for sure. I mean, he's the biggest.
We got to go through this every year with you, Long Island. Seriously, every name that comes out of your mouth wins the Royal Rumble every year.
What are you talking about? I haven't picked anybody to win it yet until I said if Velveteen Dream is in it, I'm picking Velveteen Dream to win.
Listen, I hedge my bets. That's my gimmick.
I'm not hedging any bets. I'm just saying if he's in it, I'm picking Velveteen Dream. I don't know why is everyone attacking me?
Soon enough, Triple J is going on a Royal Rumble sign-up sheet. Triple J is going to be like number 27. That's his winner. Whoever comes in the 27th entry, that'll be the person who wins the Rumble.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
No, I mean number 27 has won the most Royal Rumbles.
I'm with you, Wired. You know this, and I could see how you're just agreeing with me even more now. You know these rules for they get more and more complicated every year. You can't pick the Undertaker to be in a spot and then the Undertaker to be in another spot. They won't let you do that. Yeah. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Why? Well, you can't, there's only one Undertaker. You can't pick two.
Well, last year was ridiculous because everybody got points for someone who wasn't even in the Rumble.
What are you complaining about?
I know I won, but still.
This Worlds Collide tournament, I feel like I have to speak up.
Something out of PWG.
I feel like I got to speak up for Dr. Calzonis. I can't see him. I don't know if he's just has a whole pork in his mouth or he's tired over there. But Adam Cole, how many guys did he defeat at that Takeover New Orleans we were at?
5.
Still a lot of guy. He has a really.
Oh wait, no, 5 plus.
Yeah, it was
the ladder match plus the
9.
Yeah, so that almost as many as this, but I mean, I'm like Vin, man. I like Donovan Dijak in this one. Keith Lee, again, a lot of beef there, but I don't know if he has enough stamina to go all morning long.
He just got his main event, second main event on NXT, didn't he? Did he main event against Lars Sullivan in that match? I think
he did.
He did. Yeah, Keith Lee is coming up. He's one to pick, but I'm picking Velveteen Dream to win. And the winner of this tournament does not get a spot in the Rumble, but actually a championship match of their choice for either the UK title, the NXT title, or the Cruiserweight Championship. Oh, and obviously, if Keith Lee wins, he cannot go for the Cruiserweight title unless he wants to go through one hellacious weight cut, Vin Man.
Yeah, that's been the name of the game this weekend, weight cuts. And yeah, Keith Lee doesn't seem like he's in any position to do something like that. But, is he allowed to even challenge for the UK title if he's not British?
Yeah, you do not have to be British. It's Walter is going to get he's
Australian, pretty good.
He's Austrian, and he's going to get a title shot against Peter Dunne. Austrian, not Australian.
Oh, he might.
Austria, Mozart. Do you know Mozart? Walter? That's Walter.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Salzburg.
Long Island. I have a headline I just recalled seeing. I don't see it on the list here, so I'd like to butt in. Mortal Kombat 11 coming out April of this year, and it is announced Ronda Rousey is going to be voicing the popular character Sonya Blade in that one.
Yeah,
that's
how about
what I'm looking forward to. I'm sure Moose the Mark is. Vinman, I know you're even considering it.
Oh, absolutely.
Triple J, I don't know.
That's great.
Did you see Ronda Rousey and Selena Vega's cosplay of Mortal Kombat over the weekend?
I did see that.
I did not. Can you drop that link?
I am going to drop it because I know you're getting busy right now. Hold on one second.
Selena Vega would be a great katana. Is that who she was dressed up as?
I think maybe
no, she was
Jade.
dressed up as no, she was just what's the green one?
Jade.
Okay, then that one.
Reptile.
Is Ronda Sonya then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Coming your way. Coming in hot.
I'm hoping it should be Baraka, but
Barack Obama? What?
Well, did we all get our picks in for Worlds Collide?
that's not a Sonya Blade costume. That's just a pants and a shirt.
No, that's Sonya Blade. Just get over it and enjoy it.
Wait,
why would you criticize Ronda?
That's lazy.
Wait, so we had 2 picks for Dominic Dijakovic. Who did you pick, Wired?
I picked
Mark Andrews?
Sure. Him. Going to challenge for the 205 Live title. Right? He's on 205 Live.
He is, but did you hear Vinman chose Dominic Dijakovic?
No, he picked Donovan Dijak, and he's not in this match. That's why I didn't pick him. Come on, I'm not stupid.
Velveteen Dream. I just want to say it's kind of a travesty he's not on the NXT card, Triple J. I'm really hoping he ends up on that show.
I just, to be honest, I really don't give 2 squirts of piss what happens in this. As long as they keep Donovan Dijak and Velveteen Dream away from each other. That is a WrestleMania main event waiting to happen.
That's the money, good man, you say.
What about Keith Lee and what about Velveteen Dream and Otis Dozovic?
I'm sure that'll happen at some point.
Velveteen.
Velvy.
Oh yeah, alrighty.
All right, let's wrap this up.
All right, we got to go, Brainiacs, because I got to go say hi to a pretty lady. It's time to close up shop the right way with Brainbuster Radio, Falls Count Anywhere.
We now know that the annual Brainbuster Radio Royal Rumble will be celebrating its 2019 edition this year. And I, Jumpin Jacob J, former back-to-back winner, am here to declare myself officially eligible for the Rumble.
Let me tell you something, Brainiacs. There's been a lot of questioning, a lot of murkiness going around about this Royal Rumble this year, 2019, live and in color, Phoenix, Arizona. But it's going down this next Sunday, over a week away. And I'm going to tell the whole world right now that Vinman is going to be in that Rumble, and I cannot wait to get in there. So let's Rumble, baby.
Hello, Brainiacs. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. This is Moose the Mark, and as you may or may not know, I am the king of the internet gimmicks. I'm beefier than BuzzFeed. I'm goofier than Gawker, and right now I am in deep cover on assignment within the World Wide Web, trying to get the inside scoop on everything that's going on in this crazy world. But I did want to address some rumors about me, some outstanding scuttlebutt and speculation that's been circling around the interwebs, because that's where I live. That's where my head's at. And all I'm hearing about, wherever I go, I hear Moose the Mark's joining the Royal Rumble. No, that's not true. He's signing with All Elite. No, I heard Ring of Honor snapped him up. He'll never show up in the Royal Rumble. Let me clear the air once and for all, Brainiacs. You are getting the straight poop right from the horse's mouth. I, Moose the Mark, am indeed declaring my candidacy for the 2019 Royal Rumble. Now, I know what you're going to say. Moose, what are you doing? Are you nuts? You've never won the Royal Rumble. You can't win the Royal Rumble. You won't win the Royal Rumble. Well, I'm here to set you straight, Brainiacs, because this year is my year. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to the Bikini Kill reunion concert. I will have everything I've ever wanted, and that includes winning the Royal Rumble match and finally foisting my punishments upon the rest of the Brainbusters when they come into my backyard for WrestleMania this April in New York City. With that being said, I do admit the odds are long. They're stacked against me. It's a crazy dream, but you know what, Brainiacs? Every great dream begins with a dreamer.
Two years ago was the best moment of my life. I was like royalty. I won the Royal Rumble. I was on cloud 9. And last year, putting my title on the line, I came up short. I didn't win. I didn't pull it off. I was eliminated. I was so close. I can taste it. And I thought, that's it. I'm done. No more Royal Rumbles. I'm going to go back to my orphanage. I'm going to get my doctorate's degree, become the best doctor in Mexico and in BBR history. But just like everything, I just had that itch. I heard a calling. I kept hearing whispers. And I've made my decision. I, Dr. Mil Calzones, going for his third Royal Rumble win. Because I'm officially in, baby.
Brainiacs, I may not be undefeated, and I am not a giant Austrian named Walter, but I am something that is so important to be, especially when you're in there with 29 other crazy maniacs frothing at the mouth trying to get to WrestleMania. When you are in a Royal Rumble, you can't just be in a Royal Rumble. You gotta be all in the Royal Rumble. And Sunday, Phoenix, Arizona, Long Island Iced Tea is going all in and throwing everyone over the top rope, both feet hit the floor in the Royal Rumble. I'll see you there at the home of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Brainiacs, it is I, a man called Dwyer. And let me tell you something here. Second place, victorious. Yes, a man called Wired was born for this. A man called Wired was the Rookie of the Year. He was the Sophomore of the Year. He was the Junior of the Year. And in his senior year, he won the Royal Rumble. And this year, although most of the men on this show did not do enough to deserve it, it's happening. And fine, I'm not scared. I just was saving these men from the embarrassment of losing again to the man called Wired. So when I enter this year's Royal Rumble, I am exiting as champion ×2.
It's next week. It's the biggest Brainbuster radio of them all. I gotta go train. I gotta get ready. What am I still doing here? We only got a week, Triple J. What, can I come to the farm? Do you got any logs for me to carry? I need a good place to work out. Let's team up. Let's both prepare together for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, we got logs to split, tires to flip, and shit to shovel.
Oh, I'm gonna bring my own. I just got a new snow shovel. I'm ready to hoe all the shit across the farm because I got to get big and strong for all the beef that's gonna be in the ring.
Was it just me, or was Moose's promo just the plot of Ralph Breaks the Internet? Because that's what it sounded like.
That's basically what it was. I was gonna mention that.
Trapped in the internet.
It's trapped in the internet. And alliteration aside, Moose. I mean, where the fuck are you? Seriously.
I think that was
hello,
Moose. Wreck-It Moose. Or I think that was more.
Moose breaks the internet.
I think that was more pixels he was doing. I don't know. Vidman, how are you training for the Rumble?
I'm not sure. I mean, this is the biggest Royal Rumble of all time as far as I'm concerned.
30 men, 30 women.
The Rumbles could not even be on the card, and I'd already say this is the biggest pay-per-view of all time. We didn't even talk about all these big matches that are coming up. We're going to talk about them all next week. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. Everybody's going to be making their predictions. Brainiacs, you're going to be making your predictions along with us. And the best part about it is Brainbuster Radio next week, it is going to be 100% commercial-free, and I cannot wait for it. It is going to be something else.
The Royal Rumble this year is like a can of biscuits just waiting to get open. It's just going to bust from the seams when it does. There's so much happening, and just so you know, Long Island, and you didn't ask me, the way I'm preparing for this year's Royal Rumble is you got to watch the Royal Rumble 2003. That's the best one to watch to prepare for this, right?
Right, we better end the show on that note.
No.
Yeah, I don't. 2003. I'll probably watch 1990 7 times. I'm not going to be watching that one. I'll be watching 1990, and I am going to... Doctor just handed me a torta. I'm beefing up. Beef. Pretty ladies, here we come. Royal Rumble. Hey. Oh, man, I can't wait to play with everybody next week, Brainiacs. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it. Be all about it at the Brainbusters on Twitter, Instagram Junior, and, of course, Facebook for Vinman on limited dates. The Sultan of social media, man called Wired, acting like Vinman. Jumpin Jacob J. The Doctor, Milcalsonis. Jumpin Jacob J again, just because he's so good. He gave us the Royal Rumble this year by winning, or not losing, the Super Posedown. Thank you, Triple J. Oh, thank you, Triple J. And Long Island Iced Tea. I'm Long Island Iced Tea saying, I gotta get the hell out of here because it's Walter!